The ghost in the portrait.
CU Mansion, it speaks of peace and home and love. But there is a story in that house, a story to curdle your blood. An ugly hatred, a burning lust for revenge, hidden in the musty darkness of a trunk in an attic room. Finds release when the portrait of a man long dead is uncovered. For there is evil in the painting, an awesome horror follows the trail of the ghost in the portrait. See the gentle hills of our North England and countryside. It is the kind of country where a body should find peace. But that wasn't so, for here there was only terror and death. Once, this mansion was long unoccupied except by me, the caretaker. But there were welcome visitors one September afternoon. Welcome, welcome, young master and mistress.
Yes, of course. I remember now you're Jonathan. It's been years since I saw you. I was a child then.
Aye, and you've grown into a fine man, Peter. You're your father's son to the image.
Thanks, Jonathan, but now we're tired. Please show us to our rooms.
Peter, I wish you and your bride would not stay in this house. I can make arrangements in the inn.
What is this nonsense, Jonathan? You know we intend to live here. The house is mine. It's been in the family for generations.
'Tis an evil house accursed, but you're young, you won't listen. One thing, Peter, in the attic is an old iron trunk sealed with melted silver. Do not open this trunk.
Jonathan, you are a foolish old man. Stop prattling and let's go in. How do you like it, Madeline?
I don't know. I suppose I'll get used to the place.
So they moved into the house, and a few days later,
Ah, here it is. The trunk Jonathan described. Well, I'll soon find out the mystery of the locked trunk. Jonathan, oh, Jonathan.
you called me, Peter? Oh, you've found it. Please, sir, don't disturb the trunk. Let it stay here with its contents.
You've whetted my curiosity, Jonathan. Nothing can keep me from finding out what's in it. Come, man, give me a hand carrying it downstairs.
I'm obeying orders, sir, but it's against my better judgment. There is terrible evil locked in this trunk.
Stop it now, Jonathan. You're just repeating old wives' tales. There's nothing in this trunk that can cause anyone any trouble.
Despite my entreaties, the master opened the trunk in the library. I beg of you, sir, don't open the trunk.
It's too late for that, Jonathan. It's open, as you can see. Now, to learn what's in here, what this terrible evil is.
Why? Why? Peter, the portrait looks exactly like you.
Yes, so it does.
Aye, 'tis the portrait of your great-grandfather, Peter Warren I. Sir, don't hang the portrait. It will bring evil on you. It is accursed.
Listen to him, Peter. There's something about the portrait, the eyes. I'm afraid. And this old house.
Nonsense. Don't be a silly little gooses, darling. Nothing can hurt us. We're in love and we have years of happiness before us.
In the days that followed, the portrait was like a magnet to young Peter. He would spend hours staring at it.
What lies behind your eyes? It is as though you're trying to tell me something. Tell me your secret. Speak, tell me your secret.
Then came that first awful night. Who are you?
Your great-grandfather's ghost, Peter. Thanks to you. I found release. When you took the trunk and broke the seal of melted silver and removed my portrait, you freed me to take my revenge.
Where are you going? What kind of revenge?
I shall pay back the jury that convicted me to be hanged when I killed my wife in a fit of anger. I shall tear open their graves and disturb their souls by scattering their bones. That is my first act, now that I am free.
And thus the evil ghost went on his ghoulish mission. I was passing the cemetery that night and saw all.
Those fools who condemned me shall pay after all these years. They have rested while I have suffered the tortures of the damned, doomed to the terrible fate of those who die unshriven. There they lie in the quiet cemetery which shall be quiet and peaceful no more. This is the grave of Roger Watson, who was the foreman of the jury. He shall be first to feel my wrath. How does it feel to be disturbed, you fool? Did you think you could strike down Peter Warren without knowing the weight of my vengeance?
The shade of Peter Warren finished his foul task. He desecrated each grave of the jurymen who had sent him to the gallows so many years before. But as the first tinges of dawn appeared in the east,
The deed is done. Now I must go back, for I can wander only before the light of morning, back to the canvas that houses my spirit.
and while Peter still watched, the phantom returned, his evil spirit once more enshrouded in his canvas tomb.
It's true, I have not been dreaming.
I told Peter about the desecrated graves the next morning. Peter, 12 graves have been desecrated in the valley. You must take down the portrait. I know what I am saying. Hanging it has released the ghost of your ancestor.
Get out of here, you old fool.
Peter, Jonathan is right. The portrait is evil.
The portrait stays where it is. I am the master of this house. I don't care what happens in the valley.
Oh, Peter!
The evil of the portrait has worked on you. It has cast its spell and trapped you.
Get away from me. Let me alone.
That night, a wild storm broke from the hills, and while great bolts of lightning rendered the sky, Peter Warren held a rendezvous with the ghost.
Can this all be true? Can it be happening? Or are you a figment of my brain? Perhaps I'm ill. Perhaps my mind has been playing the tricks.
No, I am here. Already I have paid back the 12 of them, a debt that has been long outstanding. But tonight I shall find the rest I have sought for many years. I was a murderer and went to my grave unshriven, cursed to eternal imprisonment in my own portrait, to ponder on my evil deed until one of my own blood has committed the same kind of crime and died on the gallows as I did.
Meanwhile,
Since that portrait has been hanging, Peter is a changed man. He is cruel and vicious. I can't go on like this anymore. I'll go downstairs and face him. Peter, I want to talk with you. The portrait. The canvas is blank and standing next to you is...
Yes, the ghost of Peter Warren the First.
Go back to your room, Madeline.
No. She will stay, for she has an important role in the final act of our drama.
Peter, drive him away. I'm frightened.
As I have told you, Peter, I went to my death unshriven, and this curse is upon me until one of my own blood commits the same kind of crime and dies the same death I did.
Don't touch me.
You shall not die at my hands, but at your husband's. He will do as I bid, for I have cast a spell on him. He will kill you, be hanged for the murder, and I shall then find eternal rest.
Help! Help!
There is no help. No one can hear you above the wind and thunder. It is a fit night for this deed. Kill her. Place your hands on her throat and strangle her as I killed my wife. Do you hear?
I hear.
No, Peter, I love you. Oh, my darling, listen to me. I love you.
Ha, ha, ha. Cringe, beg, pray. It will do you no good. He will do you no good. He will obey only me.
but as though some powerful, supernatural force wanted to defeat the fiendish plot of the ghost, a bolt of lightning streaked blindingly into the room, striking the wall and hurling the canvas to the floor. With her last remaining strength, Madeline managed to push Peter from her.
The canvas, if I destroy the canvas.
Kill her.
Now you lair will be destroyed, and you shall be consumed with it. You and all your evil shall disappear in the fire.
With the destruction of the ghost, Peter was released from the spell.
Madeline, what happened? I had a horrible nightmare.
I know, my darling, but there is nothing to be afraid of anymore.
And that's the story. These two young people defeated the sinister evil that would have destroyed them. Now, where there was hatred and unhappiness, there is only love and joy.